Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Angel Road Outdoors, the podcast. This is episode 38, and I am your host, Brett. I am joined today in studio with a special guest, Dr. Darrin Jones. How you doing, Dr. Jones?
Doing good.
Thanks for coming over, man.
Yeah, no problem.
I've known Darrin Jones for a very long time, but I don't feel like I know you like on a personal level like some of my friends do. And so I know who you are. I know that you hunt a ton. And I hear little nuggets from some friends of ours about maybe some of the other things that you like to get into. You know, I follow you on Instagram, and that's about like the closest I get to maybe hearing about or seeing your hunts. And so I thought you were on my list from the get-go of people that I wanted to have come over who hunt their balls off, but don't like have a crazy like social media presence. Like you don't have a YouTube channel that you share a bunch of stuff on. You don't post everything on IG like tons of people do. And so I wanted to have you here to talk about maybe a lot of that stuff. So why don't you take some time to introduce yourself and as a person and as a hunter, how long you've been hunting, what you got going on?
All right. Well, like you said, I'm a doctor, which most people don't consider me a doctor because I'm actually a dentist. I'll poke some fun at myself just because everyone else does. I really enjoy what I do. I love my profession. It's granted me the opportunities that I have in the hunting world. I mean, when you start thinking about that aspect of hunting, it's very oxymoronic to think I have to be wealthy so I can hunt. Whereas originally hunting was a way of survival. Not that we don't eat every single thing that we shoot, but to do these types of hunts that I like to do and you like to do, it costs a lot of money. There's a lot of logistics involved. There's a lot of travel. So I absolutely love what I do. And I had a little, she's probably 78-year-old lady in my office. And I got a bunch of bear mounts and deer mounts, caribou and stuff in my office. So everyone knows that I hunt. I do a brag board for my office, and I've done this since I started. And at the end of every year, I frame it and keep it, and those are things that I'm going to have for my trophy room. I don't have a trophy room. The whole house is
the whole thing's a trophy room.
It's all a trophy room.
Hell yeah!
But those are really cool, and like in that aspect of my profession, I really try to focus on the kids. Like we want to see the kids' first bass, bluegill, whatever. The kid, I really push the patients to share those photos with me. The older guys too. I mean, in that area is semi-blue collar, so a lot of people do hunt. So I have this board where if you shoot a deer, your buck, your fish, whatever cool outdoors thing you did, we print it out, we post it, and everyone comes in. The kids are always looking to see their deer or whatever. So
that's employees and customers as well?
It's all my patients.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have 10 women that work for me. Actually, one of my girls does hunt, and she does pretty
Sweet.
good. But so that I'm getting a little sidetracked here. But so I had I'm a dentist, and that's afforded me the ability to do what I want to do. And originally, those questions of why do you want to be a dentist, what always drove me was, I want to be able to go into Bass Pro Shop and buy whatever I want, whenever I want.
Yeah.
Originally, and I like to help people. But I really do enjoy my profession. And I had a little old lady say to me, she goes, "Darrin, I've got you figured out." And I says, "You do?" I said, "What's that?" She says, "I think hunting is your profession and dentistry is your hobby." I said, "You're goddamn right, lady." So
that's hilarious.
So I'm a dentist. I've hunted since I shot my first deer with a bow when I was 11, and I'm a bow hunter at heart. With the bigger hunts and stuff that I've been doing, the logistics, the time, the money, the sacrifice of going and doing it, you want to be successful. So I don't take anything away from the rifle hunters. And originally when I was younger, I'm like, oh, you used the gun, doesn't count. Like anyone can do that. I still like getting close to them and doing that sort of thing. But the rifle hunting, the more that I've done it, it doesn't take away from the experience at all.
Right.
I mean, bow hunting amplifies it, but it doesn't take away from,
Especially a lot of your experiences, I think is exponentially more than the harvest of the animal itself. Like is a small piece of the giant puzzle that you're putting together where, and we can get into some of those in a little while here, but like some of your experiences are just out of this world, and like the kill is just such a minor point of it.
Right. I mean, this last sheep hunt up in the Mackenzie Mountains in Northwest Territories, unreal. I've wanted to hunt the Mackenzie Mountains since I can't remember. I mean, if you look up Guy Eastman, I don't know if you know Eastman's Hunting Journal. It's a Western journal.
I think I've heard of that.
I'm sure you've seen it around. Well, they did one of the original exploratory hunts up there, and they filmed it. And I'm like, dude, this place is incredible. I mean, Alaska's incredible in itself, but I says, I'd love to hunt in the Northwest Territories, but the only way you can hunt those places is with a guide.
Oh,
and the
okay.
price you cannot hunt NWT Northwest Territories without a guide, as an alien or non-resident, whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, I'll finish what you asked me. I'm tailing off into a bunch of different things, but so yeah, I'm a dentist. My profession, I love it. It's allowed me to do a lot of these pretty cool things that I've done. I have a family, which juggling that, as you know, in hunting, you look at these guys that have no kids and are able to go hunt and do all this stuff that we watch and drool over, going, I want to do that hunt. Well, they're missing a lot of fulfillment in life by not having a family. There's a lot of stuff that goes along with that. So trying to balance hunting, family, work, it's a chore, as you know. Yeah, got 2 kids, got a wife, had a couple of those, so it's been a rough road on me. I've had 3. I'm on my 3rd wife. Not sure that has to do with all the time away that I hunt, but maybe.
Well, we don't have to like psychoanalyze all of that,
right?
But we can just leave it out there, let it just kind of float.
Right. Yeah. So I started hunting when I was 11, bow hunting in particular. No one in my family hunts.
Really?
No one. My dad, my brother.
That blows my mind.
Yep. No one. So kind of self-taught. I mean, my cousin, who's 3 years older than me, we grew up in Ortonville. Right down off Oak Hill Road, real close to you, right off the S curve. Oak Hill. You know where Oak Hill Place is?
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I grew up there. We had 10 acres. We were right down Oak Hill Place, last house on the left.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
So I grew up riding these roads long before you guys moved.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was basically self-taught. When I say self-taught, it was me and my cousin flinging whatever type of aluminum, long, short, whatever type of arrow, no sights, finger tabs, with the rabbit finger tabs. I don't know if you ever remember those at all.
No.
So yeah, I grew up shooting finger tabs and never was recurve, but the old compounds, no sights, aiming down the arrow, that sort of thing. And I had bumped into a guy who also lives down off Oak Hill Road. He recently passed from COVID, but one of my best friends, kind of like a mentor for hunting for me. I'd see him out in the woods. I'd beg him to come over to his house, and why he would let a little 11, 12-year-old kid come hang out with him, I don't know, but he kind of took me under his wing, taught me how to shoot, taught me how to butcher an animal, that sort of thing. So got me into the fishing, walleye, and that sort of thing. So
you're 11 at this age, learning all this stuff? 11, 12?
11, 12, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Started probably shooting when I was 10.
Okay.
And my parents didn't care about us going out and hunting or building our tree blinds.
It was better times back then.
Yeah. I mean, we lived outside.
Yeah.
So yeah, grew up bow hunting like that. Got into it because of my cousin had asked my dad, can I come over and hunt? And I said, dude, sit on that rock right there. We had an apple orchard in the front yard. I said, they're easy as hell. You just, when they walk up, whack them. Little did I know. And he's begging me to go out because he didn't want to go out in the dark by himself.
Oh, okay.
And I says, okay, I'll go with you. And that morning we sat under a crabapple tree with one bow, not knowing shit. And just the experience of watching the sun come up, the birds start chirping, that little feeling you get when everything's
spiritual, man,
coming alive.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is insane. And we might get a chance to shoot something. You know what I mean? Like, we'd be whacking Tweety birds with the BB guns and squirrels and that sort of shit. But the big game was pretty intense. And so from then on, it was game on. I was hooked. Bow hunting was my thing. So did a shitload of duck and goose, shitload of waterfowl hunting,
Well, how did you go from having nobody in your family that hunted to randomly picking up a bow with your cousin, to learning how to hunt from a neighbor, to then getting into waterfowl hunting? Like, how did you get that progression?
Well, once I started hunting, it was game on. It was
Okay.
it was everything and anything that you could hunt. Deer season's this long, and
Yep.
then just slowly got into the waterfowl thing. And my other buddies like to waterfowl hunt. When you're deer hunting, it's a one-man show, and got into doing that a lot. Man, we lived in the swamps all through high school, into college. I remember 9/11. I was out in Ortonville, and we didn't have cell phones or any of that. We got done hunting. We're getting ready to go to school, go to our college classes. Everything's canceled. So like I remember that day vividly, being in the swamp, hunting. So a lot of waterfowl, and really enjoyed that turkey hunting when I was younger. And then I don't know if you've ever waterfowl hunted, but it's a shitload of work. Dragging around decoys and setting up spreads.
Not that much.
It's a lot of work. It's fun.
Yeah.
You don't get much meat, and I don't really enjoy eating waterfowl. I will. I just don't enjoy it like I enjoy eating other things. So once my buddies all kind of dispersed, really got back to focusing on deer hunting and that sort of thing.
So at that age, when you were deer hunting and also getting into waterfowl hunting, I can visualize the age range you're at. You were in high school a little bit. You're in early college a little bit there. We went to the same school. Were there people that we went to school with that were like into hunting that I didn't even realize? Like,
well,
were you doing it with people?
I grew up in Ortonville and Clarkston my whole life, but I went to Oakland Christian, which is a private school in Auburn Hills. I transferred to Clarkston when I was a junior, I think mid-year.
Yeah.
So I had already established my group of friends. I didn't care to try to meet. I mean, I did have a great group of friends at Clarkston and meshed well with a lot of people, but I just stuck with my normal hunting buddies. I didn't change anything. I hunted. There's not really anybody from Clarkston that I really truly hunted with.
I don't remember anybody talking about hunting other than Adam Leach and Nate Jordan. Those were the only two guys I knew.
Yeah,
that
no,
hunted.
and I was hardcore at that time. That's all I did, so I didn't care to. I mean, I did my party and stuff for sure, but we were hunting when it was season. We were banging for sure.
So now you get out of high school and you're into your college, and I know there's a period of time where you're down in Florida because I was down there too.
Yep.
What was it like? Did you come back to Michigan to hunt, or did you hunt while you were down there?
No, I hunted both. I hunted while I was down there.
What were you hunting down there?
Deer.
Were you really?
Oh, yeah.
In Florida?
In Florida, they got deer. Yeah.
How did you figure that out?
Just, I mean, you know how to read land, right?
Sure.
You know how to hunt. At that point, I had figured out somewhat how to hunt, and I knew that there was the Ocala National Forest.
Okay.
One thing I didn't take into account is ticks and chiggers and snakes and boars and gators. Northern boy going into the woods. The first time I went in, man, to scout, I was covered. I didn't even know what a chigger was. I was covered head to toe, in my ears, everywhere, chiggers and ticks. I jumped in the river, which there's gators and shit all around, but I was like, dude, what's all over me? I had a friend that was a firefighter. He says, oh, well, we've hunted Ocala. I says, all right, well, let's go check it out. And the big thing that they do down there, which will probably blow your mind and a lot of people listening to this, is they deer hunt with dogs.
I didn't know they did that in Florida, but I knew they did that in the South.
It's huge. It's huge, man. It's like a religion. This is an interesting story. So we go down there, and there's one guy, and I'm laughing. I'm like, you guys chase these things?
How old are you at this time?
23, maybe 24, 25, somewhere in there. I'm like really bad with timelines of my life.
That's okay. Close enough.
But so this guy's telling me about this, and I'm dying laughing. They take this shit seriously, and it's a tradition down there. Their dogs are like, it's crazy. They meet up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. 10 trucks, all hooked up on CBs. Everyone's got their dogs with them in the backs of their trucks. They go drag the square blocks in the National Forest there, and they drag the night before. They'll go out and they'll drag the sand 2 tracks. Okay. And then they'll go drive around with the spotlight, look for a bigger track, and whoever finds the first track or the biggest track is allowed to let their dogs out first. Shit. Then it's fucking chaos from there. They let the dogs go, and then it's on the CB. We're going down Soggy Bottom Trail. They're chasing down here, and they're fucking driving around like crazy. They got their guns hanging out the window in their trucks and all drinking and shit and chasing deer around all to shoot a deer. And I mean, I did it just because I wanted to experience
Sure.
it. I don't even know if I had a gun that day. I just was there to check it out. And then I'm going in after. He's like, go in there and see if you can see one of those dogs. Another dog comes running out. I says, hey, I found another dog in here. He's like, oh, Sadie, we haven't seen that dog in a week. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So crazy off topic hunting story, but wild how they hunt down there. And that's not all of them, but we were setting up to tree stand hunting climbers and deer runs. You can't bait or anything down there. So do they shine down there?
Is there shining down in Florida?
I have no idea.
No, they weren't doing that. Like they meet up early, but they weren't necessarily shining.
No, they don't start hunting until it's light, until they can see. Because they're running dogs. But random story there. And then I would come home to hunt my spots around here. And actually, that was when I killed my first decent deer. Was when I lived in Florida and came back. I mean, I had shot all kinds. I mean, we could shoot 5 does a day back then. Yeah, I don't even remember those.
I don't think I was hunting back. I had hunted at that point, but I wasn't paying attention.
So you could private land. You could shoot 5 does a day if you wanted, which is ridiculous.
That is insane.
So we would shoot, and all we did was deer hunt. So I mean, I would probably shoot 6 deer a year. I mean, that's all I ate. You know, it's all we lived off of. But you could shoot. So we'd shoot a fair amount.
Did you ever shoot any deer down in Florida?
No, I didn't shoot one
Never.
in Florida.
Okay.
So a lot of states I've killed deer in now, but I never ended up killing one down there.
Did you ever find yourself in the game, so to speak, down there? Or was it so obscure and random?
No, I was more partying. I was bartender, wakeboard scene. So like hunting was still in there, but I was kind of doing my own little sabbatical. I stopped going to school, out banging chicks, drinking, partying. Yeah. And would mix in some hunting here and there. Okay. So, I took my stuff down with me, but wasn't a huge priority for that. Yeah. And I was only down there for a couple few years anyhow. So, but I did one of my biggest hunts. I had come back, and I knew I was going back to school full time because I wanted to be a dentist. But before I went back, as I was moving back, I did I think I was living out of a camper for like a month and a half where I hunted Michigan, Ohio, North Dakota, Iowa, Kansas, and then back. So I went by myself, lived out of a little camper. Out in North Dakota, I had guys they'd see me and they're like, dude, you okay? Like, what's wrong? Like, it was weird. I had this outfitter dropping off ducks at my door so I could have food. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They're like, hey, we're shooting double limits. These guys aren't going to be able to take them home. You care if... And this is butt-fuck nowhere, North Dakota. Yeah. And it was an interesting trip. That was a cool trip. That was one of my bigger hunts that I did on my own.
Let's dig into that a little bit. So give me, like, how old are you?
I had 26, maybe.
So you're in your second half of your 20s. You've made a decision that I want to stop living the vagabond life in Florida, the wild, working on Church Street, wake skating, wakeboarding. I want to go back home. I want to do this school thing. But before I go balls deep into school and work, I want to tour the greatest big buck states in the Midwest. Yep. And you just bought a camper to do it?
Yeah, I towed a little 1970 Apache pop-up. It's the hard side. Like, people would stop me on the side at gas stations and be like, oh, that thing's awesome. I'm like, what the hell are you looking at, man? Like, piece of shit. Like, freezing cold in North Dakota. I mean, it was getting down, and there's no heat in the thing. And some lady tried bringing me a kerosene heater one day. I said, oh, you want to kill me, lady?
Shit.
So I did that. I hunted deer, Michigan, Ohio, North Dakota, and in Iowa. Kansas was just duck hunting. I had one of my best friends, Mike Bonamasi. I don't know if you ever heard his name.
I know that name.
Yeah, you may know. He went to Clarkston growing up.
Oh, okay.
When he was younger.
That's probably why.
Same age as me. But he lived in Kansas at the time. And so I met up with him, and we did some of the most unbelievable waterfowl hunting. And this is back when, like, I don't have GPS on my phone. Yeah. I don't have Onyx. I have paper maps, and I have MapQuest. And I've printed out my MapQuest trip, and I got a piece of shit Jeep, no muffler on it. just like no preparation. You just go and do it and figure it out as you go. And it was before all those big states were really getting hammered hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's so fascinating to me.
So it was cool. Shot a decent buck in Iowa. Lost. Shot a little 8, basket rack 8 in Ohio. Lost an absolute tank in Michigan. And North Dakota, saw some big ones, never killed there.
So had you been out of state whitetail hunting before this?
Not at all, no.
That's quite a leap.
Yeah. But I knew I was going back to school
Yeah.
full time. I knew I was going to be nose of the grindstone for a while. So I did this last little sabbatical, and that was right before I was getting married to my first wife. And
Okay.
so, yeah. It was good.
No shit. That's fucking amazing. Like I told myself that it was so cool that I just took a wild leap and went to Kansas for the first year by myself. But this guy here sitting across the table from me bought a fucking camper and did the Midwest tour.
I didn't even buy it. I borrowed it from somebody. I borrowed it from my cousin. It was a pile of shit. I mean, it was a structure on wheels that would get you out of the rain.
So then, you make this incredible Midwest tour and you get on deer and you lose some deer, and yeah, that's frustrating and everything. But I think was it sort of like a transformative experience for you to do that?
For sure. And actually, that was the first time in my life I was able to grow a beard.
Really?
I came back with a beard. I walked in to meet my parents at the union, and my mom goes, "Holy shit, you've become a man." A full grown, because I didn't shave at all, and I never really tried to grow even a mustache. And I'm like, well, I'm just not going to shave. And so
now look at you. Good Lord, that thing.
Well, it was just funny. I remember that walking in and seeing my mom for the first time in like a month and a half, and she's like, "What?" It was nasty looking.
So that's how long it was. It was like an 8-week trip.
Not that long. It was about a month and a half.
Okay. So like 6 weeks maybe. Still.
Part of that was hunting in Michigan, but that was just hunting every day.
Man, that's awesome. What do you think realistically that trip did for you as far as your willingness to go over and above your pre-existing comfort level? Like, what did that set in motion for you?
Well, it gives you a sense of, I don't know what the words are for it. Not independence, but the ability to know that, because all those situations that you run into, all the people that you meet, like that makes you a different kind of person. To know that like you're 100% on your own, there's nobody gonna bail you out. And for part of the hunts, like I was with some other people, like I had a buddy from Florida I'd fly up and drive out to meet up with me after Ohio. He hunted for 4 days out there in North Dakota with me. So it wasn't like I was totally solitude the whole time.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time I was, and you're just doing it on your own. I mean, you figure yourself out. You either push and go do it, or you sit there and go, I wonder if I can do this, or I want, and a lot of that more so develops when you really start doing some, I think, mountain style hunting. I mean, you still have your car, you still have the ability to get to a gas station and buy food if you want. I mean, I was stealing toilet paper out of the truck stop bathrooms because I was so fucking broke. I had enough to get what I knew would be like my gas money, but outside of that, I wasn't spending any money on anything, So I'm like, I'm gonna take a roll of this toilet paper. So yeah, I mean, when you push yourself and you test yourself in those areas, it really, I mean, I see with your posts and stuff, like doing hard things that you don't want to do make you a better person and make you even handle your daily stress better. I mean, my job is a super high level stress job, and those cold plunges, those adventures, those things where you can get away, shut down, and just rely 100% on yourself will ultimately make you a better human, whether or not you know it at the time. You don't.
Absolutely.
In some of these hunts, especially that sheep hunt, feel like a dream, like never happened. And I talk to my buddy all the time about that. I'm like, dude, I don't even feel like we actually went and did that. He's like, I know, it's the weirdest thing, like, because so much planning went in. That was a do-it-yourself hunt, all on our own, no outfitter. And I'll explain. I know some of your listeners might be like, how the fuck did he hunt NWT without an outfitter? But I'll explain how all that transpired. So it
Okay.
makes sense. But yeah,
There's something to be said about going outside in nature and turning everything off. And this is going to sound real like hippy dippy shitty, like bullshit. But like I've been listening to a couple podcasts about science and atoms and frequencies and resonating on different frequencies. And I firmly believe that when you go out in nature and you turn everything off and you just feel and you listen and you touch and you just are immersed in it, you become sort of almost ingrained in it. You start to vibrate at a different frequency.
well, you're going back to what's in our DNA that nobody is able to tap into unless you do those hard experiences, unless you're going back to what humans are truly meant to be.
Very primal.
But I mean, with the pussification of society now, not many people get to experience that.
And you're constantly looking at a screen, or you've got Wi-Fi coming in and out. You're sending emails, and you're constantly with electronics, and it's really preventing humans, like you said, from going back to that primitive, that primal, absolute, like, if I don't do this, I will die, or if I don't do this, I won't eat. And it forces you to get out of your comfort zone and really, like, just become one with nature again.
And you surprise yourself a lot.
Oh,
I've never really thought like I'm super handy. I can fix a lot of stuff and problem solve. It's problem solving every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's planning, problem solving, and knowing that you're right. If you don't have water, like this spot I'm going to in 3 weeks up to Alaska, we don't have water. Closest water is, I've hunted there before, so I know the area a little bit, but closest water is 1.5 miles, 2 miles. If you want to carry 5 gallons of water down the side of a mountain to get to the river, so you make a rain catch. You know what that is, but you put a tarp in, dig a hole, and guess what? It rains all day, every day in Alaska. You're gonna have water. So we're going in with some water, but those are the things you figure out, like just little things. We built it's tattooed on my leg, but we were in such a deep marsh where we shot the first moose, we couldn't hardly even pack it out. We built a gurney, a meat gurney, like you'd put a person on, cut down a couple trees, put that together, and we're throwing quarters on that. One guy on the front, one guy on the back, and so different things, like those are little examples of how you're problem solving. But the whole time you're trying to put that puzzle together. At the same time, you're in like the most badass place, so you're shut down completely. I mean, I feel weird when I come home from those hunts, getting back in my truck when I get from the airport. I'm like, oh, this is nice. Or like, get back and turn on some hot water. Like, how lucky people are. You don't realize that. You don't appreciate anything. And I'm very successful, but I'm also very grateful and humble for the things I do have. Like, I think a lot of people need to get that check to wake up and be like, all right, people just wake up in a shitty mood for no reason. Like, I'm pissed. Well, you can walk, talk, think, see, smell, and you just went and turned on the faucet. Like, you lucky bastard, you live in the greatest country in the world, and people don't appreciate things. So it gives you a massive appreciation for the amenities that you truly do have. Hot water being one of them, a shower, fresh water to drink. You don't have to pump. I've been up on the Haul Road in Alaska where we're pumping out of these tundra puddles. It tastes like complete shit. I mean, it changes your digestive system. Yeah, you're filtering out the water, but hate to say it, your fart, your shit, everything smells like tundra water. Like, that's disgusting. Crazy. I mean, I still can distinctly taste that taste. Coffee tastes like tundra water.
Huh.
Disgusting. So, like, those types of things,
amazing.
It really, really, really makes you appreciative. That's one of the biggest things I take away from most of my hunts.
Yeah. Well, let's take a step back for a second, because we touched on the whitetail tour of the Midwest and some waterfowl hunting, and then we just touched on some moose hunting and going up to Alaska and so on. So how do you take that leap? Like, how did you go from I'm going to hunt whitetail from a camper around the Midwest to suddenly going out west or up into Alaska? Have you been out west?
Yeah, I've shot I've shot 3 elk with the bow out. And
how did you take that leap? How did you go, what was the progression like to get to that?
Well, I had wanted to hunt moose really bad. I wanted to hunt Alaska. You know, I don't have a whole lot of a support group to say, hey, how do I do this? And that's the big thing, even getting into hunting, which I'm impressed with what you've done, because I'm like, Brett, postal hunts? When did you started posting all this hunting shit? I'm like, look at this goofball. What the fuck?
No, I can't. You can't. I'm ate up, man.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Yeah. It's an addiction. And so to see how far you've come in the short amount of time, I don't know how long you've been hunting, but I never knew you as a hunter. Like you're killing it with the whitetail scene for sure. And the knowledge that you've gained. And I just see, like, I don't do a lot of that posting just because I feel uncomfortable doing it.
Sure.
It's like
a lot of people do.
It's like people take, like, I have endless amounts of footage that I could give you and be like, here, watch, do something with this. You know what I mean? Because I do film it, but I'm not super tech savvy with knowing how to put like some music in the background, make it look cool. You know, I can get the footage and lay down the footage, but I don't know what to do with it once I have it, you know? So to get to your question, I have been on one guided hunt in my life, and that was for moose.
Okay. Where was that at?
I said, I'm going to go do a moose hunt, and I'm going to pay for it to go see how to do it.
Sure.
You know, you can watch all the videos, which are YouTube's incredible for learning how to hunt whatever species you want to hunt. Like, we're planning to do it yourself hunt in New Zealand for tar, chamois, stag, and shit. And what I'm doing, watching YouTube. You know, you're hunting a whole different area. There's a lot of good information out there, and you can pretty much, if you know how to mountain hunt, you can. It's a glassing game. But anyhow, so I said, I'm going to do a guided hunt. I did a guided hunt in British Columbia, and I went up there, spent a lot of money to do it, and I didn't kill a moose. Saw a shitload of moose, saw a lot of bears, good moose too. But when you're hunting with a guide, you're at his whim. I hate it. I hate you say, okay, well, yeah, I just paid $20,000 to come up here. I want to shoot that bull. No. It's too small. We can do better. Or let's do this when you want to go do that. So you're at the whim of your outfitter, and those guys are big time hunters, and they're around it all the time. So you need to listen to them. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with going with a guided. There's a lot of guys that do it, and it's an awesome way to go. It's just stupid expensive. When you can figure it out and do it on your own, it takes some balls, and it takes some guts, and it takes some willingness to try. But you never know what can happen when you go do it. So I did a guided hunt in British Columbia. It was a horseback style hunt up in the mountains. Super, super difficult hunt. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been on a horse, but try being on a horse for not riding.
Like that.
Try riding. And these horses are like Clydesdales. They're mountain horses, and they're huge. So sit on a 55-gallon drum and bounce up and down for 8 hours straight. Like, it was to the point where I was getting off my horse and walking because my knees hurt so bad, and there's no preparing for that. So, first day we're hiking in on horses 8-10 hours to get to our spot. So like my legs were shot day one, like my inner parts of my knees, like that's where it really hurt the most. Like I was getting off and walking. So it's a tough hunt, but I was able to see first of all, how to moose hunt and mountain hunt. It's nothing like whitetail hunting. Take whitetail hunting, throw it out the window. It's all about the wind. It's about getting to a spot where you can glass, where you can see, play in the wind, and plan in a stalk. Unless you can call them right to you, which a lot of times you can. But that gave me some knowledge, and it's not the style of hunting that I do, horseback style or whatever, but it got me out there. It got me able to see how to do it, and I said to myself, I can do this on my own. From here on out, I'm gonna do it on my own. Is
this bow or gun?
I took my bow.
Okay, that's awesome.
Stupidly, I took my bow.
Well, that's what you wanted to do.
But at that time, I was a diehard bow hunter, and I said, I'm gonna bow hunt. If I don't get one, I don't get one. I'm going with my bow.
That's how I feel about elk. Like if I draw an elk tag in Michigan, I'm gonna take my bow. That's just how I am.
100% in Michigan. Yeah, my neighbor just drew his elk tag.
Oh man,
guy across the street. So that was how I got into that. Then my first hunt that I did on my own the next hunt was a caribou hunt the following year up on the North Slope. That was a fly-in hunt. So we paid an outfitter. I think it cost us $3,000 to get our flight in.
And when you say North Slope, what is that?
North Slope is like north of Fairbanks up on the Hall Road.
Oh, so
like,
up in Alaska.
It's Alaska. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's okay.
Northern Brooks Range.
Okay.
And a lot of guys will say the Hall Road. That's the road that you take to get all the way up. It goes from Fairbanks all the way up to Prudhoe Bay, which I've driven that road multiple times now at this point in my life. Shitty road. So the next hunt was a fly-in DIY hunt. You bring all your own gear, all your own supplies, your own food, everything. They just air taxi you in. We killed 2 pretty good caribou on that hunt. And then the following year, I did caribou 100% on my own. Probably one of the hardest hunts I've ever done. Same thing, Hall Road, but we drove up. And I didn't get into details on any of these hunts. There's a lot of them that we could get into details on. But, drove up on our own and just went and scouted. And the interesting part with the Hall Road, if you listen to a lot of hunting podcasts, like there's a 5-mile corridor that you can bow hunt. So we took our bows and our guns. You can bow hunt right off the highway if you want. I mean, it's not a highway, but off the road. And there's a shitload of caribou. You can go do it and kill them with your bow. But it's so wide open, it's like a desert. It's tundra, but it's just flat, wide open. Some rolling hills, some undulation. Like, and caribou are like some of the dumbest animals you'll ever hunt. But so we decided on day 3, I told my buddy, I said, look, I didn't come to Alaska to drive up and down a fucking road, get out and chase around caribou with my bow. I said, we're hiking in. I said, pack at least 2 or 3 days worth of food. We're going the 5 miles in. So we hiked, and 5 miles doesn't sound like a lot. If you've ever walked in tundra, you're going about a mile an hour or less. It's water up to here, and then everywhere else there's tussocks. Tussocks is a big round. If you can imagine a football field full of basketballs with about 3 inches or 36 inches of grass coming out of the top, and you're either stepping on them and rolling your ankle because they're not sturdy enough to stand on, or you're picking each step and stepping in between. So we got camp, everything on our backs. We hiked the 5 miles in. We're successful. We killed 2 caribou, pack them out. We did, and we had like 6 days to still pack these things out. But we hiked out the first load, heavy packs. I'm talking 120, 130 pound packs. Go the 5 miles back, get back to the truck. We're dying, and we eat some lunch, feeling a little good. I says, well, let's hike back. So we hiked back in, and we left camp there, but we got a lot of the meat out, not all of it. Hiked back in. I says, well, I'm still feeling all right. You feeling all right? He says, you want to just do it? He says, yeah. So we did 21.8 miles or something in one day, 2 loads. We got 2 caribou and camp out in 2 loads. So it's
holy shit,
brutal.
Yeah,
brutal. I threw my boots away after that. I hung them on a sign. Actually, I hung them on a street, not a street sign, but there's a sign that says someone will pick these things up. My feet were bleeding, blisters. I mean, I could show you pictures of my feet. Like,
what time of year is this?
August.
So it's in August. And what's the weather like?
Okay, you hike in at 60 degrees. The first night we reach in our own little single man tents. We woke up to 3.5 inches of snow.
Whoa!
My tent's like caved in. I'm like, what the hell? I look out, open, it's solid white. So we got dumped on. I mean, it's cold and wet. Even if it's 45, it's raining the whole day. It's that wet cold. You can't get warm. You can't dry your gear out. You can't have a fire. You see these pictures of these guys up in Alaska sitting around a fire. Bullshit. I've never been able to, on one hunt in Alaska, I've been able to have a fire. Out of all the times I've been there, I have never been able to.
So do you think they're staging that somewhere as B-roll footage, maybe?
No, they're just in an area where they have alpine and dry wood. I mean, where you're hunting the north slope of Alaska, once you get north of the Brooks Range on the Hall Road, there's not a single tree to be found. Wow. So there's nothing to burn. Or you're hunting high alpine above tree line, and listening to the New Zealand guys, I heard a new thing. Instead of tree line, they call it bush line. I thought that was great. So
I like a bush line.
I like a bush line.
I like a good bush line.
So yeah, so those things, those style of hunts, and each hunt you go on, you plan, you prepare, you think it's going to be one way, and it's 180 degrees difference. So you think it's going to be one thing, and it's not even close.
Now, when you're up there and you're 5 miles back and you've got camp set up, and let's say even after you harvest your 2 caribou and you were only taking your first load out, like, are you concerned about predators at that particular time? Like, is it something that you encounter routinely out there?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, big
like
time.
What?
Well, I'll give you a hair raiser. I got a good one, and this is not exaggerated at all. I mean, the area I'm going back to this year, where I've had the biggest problems with predators, is I mean, we had Arctic fox come up in that area, the north slope, north of the Brooks Range. There's not a lot of grizzlies. Okay, there is some. There's definite wolves. I've seen wolves up there almost every time.
Wow.
But up there, I'm not super concerned about grizzlies.
Okay.
Just because there's not many of them up there. They have shot some up in that area, so there is a few, but not very common. Going to where I'm going in this September. Well, it wasn't last year. I sheep hunted last year. The year before that, we were in that area moose hunting, killed 2 moose, killed 2 black bears, and we counted 67 black bears and 6 grizzlies in 9 days of hunting.
Dude, that's
covered up in them. And we weren't like, there's no trees to hang your food in. We had pretty stupid, but we're cooking right there in the tent. It's pouring rain. We're throwing our garbage right next to the tent. So we're basically human tacos for those bears. Whoa. So you're sleeping with your 10 mil on your chest, and you got that to defend yourself with. But if that's all you're worried about, you're not going to enjoy your hunt.
Yeah, so that's an interesting point.
It's a very big possibility. So on that hunt,
how do you get used to that though? Like you said, you're
so tired anyways by the end of the day.
It's not even on your mind. Okay.
No, you're sleeping with your gun loaded and right there with you. You're definitely, it's in the back of your mind 24/7. You're busting through alders, and you never know. There could be a grizz with a cub, and you're done. So it can happen quick. And when I shot my moose the first day, we started, it was at night, so we had gone after this thing, left all our gear up there. Only thing I had on me was this knife right here. And to try to cut through a moose hide, I don't know if you've ever seen how thick they are. You can't even get through it.
Oh, shit.
So we get it semi-gutted, get some of the guts out. To get up to the heart and how you cut the esophagus on a whitetail, your whole entire body would be inside that cavity. Whoa. You can't even get to it. So I got out the guts. Couldn't even barely get to the diaphragm with this piece of shit. So I got some of that out, propped an alder inside it, and opened it up. Well, I come back the next day, nothing on it. Butcher it. We had one black bear come beelining at us. He picked up the scent, and I said, dude, we might need to start being a little more bear aware, making a little more noise when we're butchering. Like, hey, bear, you're giving the random yells, whistles, whatever, because you're on a kill. As we're butchering that, the wind's blowing this way. We have a sow with 3 cubs, grizz, big sow, 3 cubs. And the cubs are second-year cubs, so they're bigger than a black bear.
Holy
shit. These are big cubs. Luckily, they're upwind of us, can't smell us, but they're within 500 yards.
But can they see you? Like, are they sight animals as much?
Can, yeah. They could definitely see us, but we weren't moving around. We were just glassing them, watching what they're doing, making sure they're not coming our way.
Got it.
So nothing happened on that kill site. Keep going through the hunt. My buddy shoots his on the last night at like 7 o'clock at night. We've in-reached our pilot. He's planning on picking us up at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we have a moose down. And these are Alaskan Yukon moose. They're 1,700 pound animal. They're incredibly big. They'd laying down, they'd be from this edge of the table to where that end of the couch is. No joke. And I'm not even kidding. Like, at least that.
That's incredible.
You don't fathom the size of how big these things are. So it takes you anywhere from, depending on how much you want to load on your back, anywhere from 10 to 14 trips. Wow. And we killed both of our bulls a little over a mile from camp. You do the math there. Well, he kills his, and I said, dude, we have no choice but to butcher, process, and hike meat at night. We don't have a choice.
You got a hard out.
We have to get this done and up to camp before 10 o'clock in the morning. So we start butchering on it. And we did a little more than half of it, and we were packing meat till about 3:30 in the morning. Said, all right, let's call it. Got back up at 6 in the morning, got back down there, started finishing up. on our very last load, I'm coming off the top. And like I said, we had seen so many bears. It's like, oh, there's another bear, you know, whatever. And I said, coming off the top, because we were hunting way on this knob and everything's down these drainages out from where we're at. I said, dude, there's a really big ass bear over there. Just, yeah, okay. Didn't think much of it. It was over in the drainage here. We're going here, so didn't think much of it. We're on our very last load. My buddy's getting the horns strapped on his pack. We're both facing this direction. He's getting the horns on his pack. He had taken his pistol off, taken all of his shit off, and he's on the ground fucking around with the antlers trying to figure out how to get this massive, huge ass rack on his pack. And we're both facing the same way. I'm doing the last bag of meat on my pack, and it all happened pretty quickly, but he says to this day he felt like the hair on the back of his neck stand up, like something, like he sensed it. And at that same time, I had heard like a whoof, whoof, and as I am like registering that I'm hearing something that's not what should be normal, he's yelling, "Darren, grab your gun." I spin around, and there's a fucking grizzly at 5 yards.
Oh,
just standing there. I go, and as he's yelling, "Grab your gun," I heard the huff. I'm pulling my pistol. It's on a chest rig, so it's right here, and I don't take it off when I'm out there. I pull it, boom, from here to that wall, right over his. I legally could have killed him.
I wondered about that.
I legally could have killed him, no problem. We're on our kill. He's there. He's covered that ground and before you can take a sip of water. You know what I mean? He's dead. We're dead. I mean. So I put one over his head. He didn't come in aggressively either, thank God. He didn't. It was pretty quiet. We were being quiet. We were doing our thing. He was coming in for the kill. I put one over his head. Boom. He ran about 5 or 6 yards, stopped, stood up. Boom. Put another one over his head. And then he started like slowly walking away. And I told my buddy, I said, if he doesn't get to running, I said, I'm going to start dumping lead in him.
Holy shit.
And so I put another one over the top of him. And then he started trotting away, and then we got the fuck out of there. But my buddy's standing there like this, dude. Never moved, never did anything, never said it. He's frozen. Ghost white.
Shit.
I'm like, well, you were a lot of fucking help. He didn't move. He's just he froze. And like that's what happens to people.
I'm sure.
Like, thank God I reacted the way I did, but like it was just all instinct. You don't have time to think. And that's not an embellished story. I swear. No, you know what I mean? A lot of guys will be like, yeah, I saw, you know. It was right there. I mean, right there. And we had seen some big grizzlies in that area. Like I got some, I don't know if you've seen the Instagram stuff that we got some grizzly photos of.
So is the stipulation that you have to feel as though you are going to be attacked in order to shoot a bear?
Well, I've talked to some of the state police up there, which are the conservation officers there, Alaska Fish and Game, and you can protect yourself, your shelter, and your food.
Oh, you can. Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure. If they're in your tent, tearing up your tent, you can kill them.
Yeah.
Whether they're a threat to you or not, that's a threat to your life. That's what you need to survive the next 10 days. You don't have shelter, you're gonna freeze to death. So you can protect that.
That's good to know.
But you can't. Essentially, if a grizzly claims your kill, you can't go in and kill that bear because you want your meat back.
Oh,
so there's a thin line to and. I've looked into it. I've talked personally with him. The one guy was pretty lackadaisical. He's like, well, you guys going to kill any bears while you're up here? I said, well, black bears. He's like, oh, you're not in residence. He's like, I said, well, what is the deal with if we had to protect ourselves? How big of a deal is it? He goes, just make sure it's in the chest and head. Don't have any ass shots in them. You know, like they're running away from you. You know what I mean? But you never know. If you feel threatened by a bear that's at 40 yards, that's looking aggressive, I'm not waiting I
don't want to wait till 5 yards.
Till 10 yards. I'm going to put one in them and deal with the consequences. And you more than likely will be fine. But dealing with that and dealing with Fish and Game after the fact is a big deal.
I'm
right?
sure.
So that's the reason why I didn't shoot the bear. It didn't seem like it was being aggressive with the split second I had to, it wasn't coming at us on a full run.
Yeah.
It was, I think, just as surprised by us as we were him. So, yeah, crazy. Yes, the threat of wolves and especially on Prince of Wales Island. I was hunting up there for blacktail deer up in Alaska, and the wolves up there get pretty crazy too. So.
And should you be more concerned with the wolves and their ability to stalk you so quietly, or the bears just because of how lethal they are?
For me, I don't have that fear of the wolf like I would the bear.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm pretty confident in my weapon that, like, okay, if I get a chance, I'm going to be dumping lead.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be hopefully survive. But you don't know that, man.
Sure.
A lot of guys walk around with their pistol in their pack, their pistol on their hip. If anything happens, you're not getting to your gun fast enough.
Nah.
Like, mine's here and it's coming out. I can get to it on whether I'm full gear, pack on, bino case. It's accessible and can be out super quick. I always roll with one in the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
People can say whatever they want about that, but you don't know when. You're not going to have time to rack a shell.
Your story just proved why.
Right. So, the wolf thing, I had a buddy who I moose hunted with say that he was legit stalked by a pack of wolves on Prince of Wales Island.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
so
I've had coyotes kind of felt like they were stalking me in Kansas, like a fucking wolf or a pack of wolves.
Right.
Jesus.
And I had some cool footage of, like, up in the mountains on Prince of Wales, we call it POW, but on Prince of Wales, where they're just, I had hiked in the night before, probably about 6 miles in, and hiked out, and then I liked the area. I didn't see any blacktails that night. I went back out in the morning, fresh snow, and there's wolf tracks the whole way back to where I was hunting, all over, fresh as shit. And I'm sitting there, and it's starting to get a little bit dark, and I just hear, and your hair kind of stands up, and then they just go off. I mean, there was probably 12 of them down in this valley. And I'm like, you know what I did?
You did it back.
Fucking howled back at them. I says, I'm going to smoke one of these bastards. But they were calling back and forth.
Holy
it was
smokes,
pretty cool. I never ended up seeing them that night, but they were close in the area, and they knew I was there. So, I mean, that could get pretty gnarly by yourself.
Yeah.
In a pack of wolves, they know they can take you down. So I don't know what's worse.
And what are you using for? I think I heard you say the inReach. Yeah. Are you using that for safety, to be able to communicate?
Yeah, it has an SOS on it. That's the main thing. Communication and mapping.
Okay.
I mean, it's my inReach.
Yeah.
So it's your livelihood.
Because you don't have any. There's no other way to do it, right? Like, there's no cell service up there.
None.
I imagine. None.
I take a sat phone with me every trip.
Oh, okay.
I do take a sat phone only to call my kids, my wife.
Nice.
It's expensive. I actually just ordered my one for this hunt coming here. It's $420.
Wow.
But for
what
me,
does that get you?
120 minutes.
Okay.
And if you go over, it's $1.99 a minute.
Wow.
Which I've gone over before. I had like a $1,200 bill one time. You know, I'm like, I'll just pay for the minutes.
Yeah.
That was stupid. But yeah, so all communications on the inReach. You can text message anyone you want, which is nice communication. Yeah. I just like to be able to call my kids and say, hey, you know, so $500 for 2 weeks is worth it to me.
Yeah, it's just part of it.
Well, yeah, everything up there, any outfitter you're dealing with, any pilot, any bush plane, anything is all inReach. Everything's inReach. Yep.
Wow. Now, when you're doing these types of hunts, are you also whitetail hunting at home?
Oh, yeah.
Like that? Or is it like just that? And
Die hard, yeah. I mean, you see me putting in my plots. I just got all my plots in. Actually, my plots are looking, after that week of rain we just had, they're popping up good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hunt every day for whitetail.
And just in Michigan.
Oh, I did Missouri last year. I did out of state.
That's on my list to talk about.
Don't go. Do not. I'm telling you, do not go.
Well, let's
not go unless you have private land to hunt. Do not go.
Where did you go? You don't have to tell me exactly where.
I can give you every single pinpoint on Onyx.
West? Like, were you in the northern part?
I was in northeast Missouri, and I hit every piece of public land within 100 miles.
Really?
And it was fucking terrible.
Hammered with dudes.
Hammered. And you know what? I finally, the last place I was at, and I'll show you on Onyx every single place I went. And I've never hunted harder for whitetail deer in my life. I've never hung so many sets and taken down so many sets and I don't do any of the saddle hunting like you do. I've never got into it. I can hang a stand 5-10 minutes, sticks, and hang it up and hunt. I like to be able to move around and stand up and turn around. Like, I just feel like I don't feel like I would like it. I haven't tried it, so I'm not going to knock it. I almost bought one last year just to try it.
Yeah.
Because you're so much more concealed. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because you look like part of the tree.
Right.
You're not sticking out.
You're
not
totally behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can move and get away from when they're looking. But so we weren't saddle hunting. We were hanging stands. And the last spot... I didn't see it. I'm hunting some of the most badass land you'll ever see. I'm talking late December, full bean fields, full cornfields. I mean, Missouri does a phenomenal job.
On public.
Public.
Okay.
They plant it. They don't cut it. You can hunt it. It has a very generous bag limit. You can kill 2 bucks, 2 turkeys. So it attracts everyone. Mm-hmm. Well, the last day we're there, we're just defeated. I didn't even see a deer in my tree stand the entire hunt. Not even a doe. I said, at this point, I'm going to shoot the next thing that walks by. I don't care. I would want to go home at this point. And I'm talking all day. We're hunting our asses off. Well,
when is this? You said December?
It was December.
Okay.
I did a late season hunt out there. And the CO pulls up to us. I took my truck and I have an enclosed snowmobile trailer. So we just stayed in my snowmobile trailer the whole time. Just put down some blow-up mattresses or whatever and stayed in my trailer. Perfect. Well, he pulls up. Super nice dude. We're chit-chatting with him, talking. And I go, what the fuck is going on around here? Just like that.
Yeah.
And he knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And he just started laughing. He goes, man, this place, word for word, this place gets piss pounded. I said, you got to be kidding. I thought late season, we didn't really run into anybody. But he said he came, and there's a 1,500 acre chunk that we're hunting. He said, I came in here mid-October or late October. I think he said later October. He said mid-October might be all right. If you're going to do it, I'd probably do early season to mid before the peak rut. But he said he counted 31 trucks in this preserve. And you figure 2 guys a truck, that's 61 guys in 1,500 acres. Like, you stand no chance.
Oh my God.
The deer were 100% nocturnal.
If they were even there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going, how? And you're looking at bean fields, like some of the most badass shit. You've hunted Kansas. It looks just like Kansas.
Yeah.
River bottoms, loaded, and it was terrible. I will never hunt state land in Missouri ever.
It's interesting that you say that. My last guest lives in Southwest Missouri, and he was talking about how that exact thing, he goes, everybody goes to the north. He goes, barely anybody comes down here.
Well, it just was a closer drive. You know what I mean? Right. From Michigan. But he said it's Michigan, Wisconsin, and Louisiana. He said it's every single truck. I can guarantee it's going to be one of those 3. And they did kill a couple good bucks out of there. So, yeah. But super nice guy. And it's always nice to people that break the law don't want to be around a CO. Mm-hmm. I am always looking for the CO because they have the best information you'll ever get.
They have nothing to gain from
and they're all
intel.
Super cool.
Yeah.
They want you to harvest an animal. Sure. That's what they're there for.
Your money is paying for their salaries.
Yeah. So like the COs, I always make it a point to go chit chat with them. Like, hey, where should we set up? I've hunted this area. Like, what do you think about hunting this? It's 60 miles away. Have you been out? Yeah. He goes, those get hit just as hard or harder.
Man.
And I'm thinking, all right, well, I'm going to check out these little spots, where they're only 150 acres where no one will think to go. Everyone thinks the same thing. Everyone's got onyx. They're getting pounded, man.
Yeah.
And you'd see rubs, like massive rubs, big runs, sign. It's just non-existent. Non-existent. It was terrible.
Yeah. So you'll never go back?
No,
huh?
never.
Wow.
Not to Missouri.
And that was last year?
Yep. That was December. I did a spur of the moment late season hunt.
When did you do your sheep hunt? The one that's a dream.
That was in last year.
Tell me about
August. So super, super badass hunt. I mean,
and this is the one you've really longed to do, right?
Yeah. Well, sheep hunting's my dream. That's
okay.
That's why I'm getting my pilot's license. I want to get a bush plane. I want to live in Alaska. I want to hunt, but I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay someone to hunt. The price tag on these hunts now, it's pricing out even the wealthier people. You cannot go do a hunt. Here's an example. Right now, for mountain caribou, 27,000 in the Mackenzie Mountains. Doll sheep, anywhere from 30 to 40 grand. So these hunts are ridiculous, man.
Oh my God.
And even in Alaska, they're 30 grand now. It's insane. The price tag on these hunts. And yeah, you got to be in great shape. It's a physical mind fuck. Yeah. You got to be mentally strong, and it's going to be brutal. Like, that's why these guys want to do it. That's why I want to do it.
Yeah.
You're in the most beautiful, pristine place in the world, hunting the most badass animal on the planet. It's just unreal. So that was my dream. Well, my buddy, he owns Blackjack Outfitters in Manitoba.
Okay.
That's where I go bear hunt every spring. Phenomenal outfit, phenomenal place. Well, he's a welder by trade, and he moved to Northwest Territories to weld. And so he got his residency there. And he texted me, he said, I'm thinking about moving. I'm going to get my residency. And long story short, he ends up getting his residency. And so he gets a sheep tag, a grizz tag, a moose tag, a wolf tag. He gets like the lottery of tags. You know, he's up there welding. That's his profession. And so he says, I said, dude, if you do, I said, I'll sacrifice my moose hunt next year and I'll come do it with you. Because I just want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't need to pull the trigger to go say I killed a sheep.
Right.
I didn't kill the sheep. I didn't kill a caribou. I went and filmed. I went to hunt and do it. You and me hunting, it's just like when you're hunting as a team, when you're moose hunting, like if your buddy kills one, you killed it. It's a matter of here.
That's true.
You shoot it. You shoot it. You know, nothing to be gained by saying, oh, my buddy shot it, not me.
Yeah.
Like, I could care the fuck less. We're splitting the meat,
Right.
you know. So, yeah, we planned. Neither of us had ever hunted NWT. No experience up there. You know, both of us. He guided for Jim Shockey.
Oh, wow.
He's been on, the show Yukon Uncharted. He's filmed for Shockey. He's guided for Shockey in the Yukon. So he's pretty...
It's been around.
Yeah.
Seen some
And
shit.
so we planned this hunt together, and we ended up finding a helicopter company that would fly us in. We paid, found the company. We knew that we had just by YouTube and watching every single sheep hunting video in that area, and knew where a lot of the big outfitters were located just based on their location. You know, they're hunting within 100 miles or 50 miles of wherever it is their outfit's set up. So you know some of these areas based on that information. We kind of knew some areas that we wanted to check out. Mm-hmm. Our plan was, all right, we get in the chopper, which is not cheap. We fly around. We try to find some sheep.
From the helicopter.
Okay. Yeah. Try to find, this was our plan. Try to find some sheep from the chopper. If we do, put us down in that area. But you're pretty mobile by being picked up by helicopter. It's not like you have to get back to a landing strip.
That's true.
So like we could have hunted 60 miles and not had to have gone back to where we were dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
If we have a reasonable, he says, I can't have a pitch like this. It's got to be,
Yeah.
we went over where he would be able to land. Super badass pilot, young dude, awesome dude, still friends with him. But so that was our plan. While we get and this is the time where the fires up there are super bad. We didn't even think we were going to be able to go.
Wow.
I never wore a mask all through COVID, but I took 10 N95 masks with me on this hunt. Just if I was trapped in the smoke, you're not getting out of it. You're not getting picked up. You're stuck, no matter how thick it is. So it was a pretty big risk there of going up and maybe not even be able to get into the mountains. While we were in the mountains, they shut down Yellowknife. The entire town evacuated the town and shut down the airport. That's where I was supposed to fly back to. While we were in the mountains, our wives are calling us, get out of the mountains. They're shutting down Yellowknife. They closed down all this. And so like just the logistics of getting to Norman Wells where we hunted out of is crazy.
Wow.
So the planning that went into this hunt with me and him, and he's up in Canada, we're planning it together, and so long story short, we were flying. The day we got there, the smoke was pretty bad. We couldn't go into the mountains. Next day it had cleared up. We were able to get into the mountains. We flew for a while. We were seeing sheep, a lot of sheep, but it's hard to tell if they're rams or like you're looking at the area. Okay, well, let's keep flying. Well, on the way to drop us off, he had to pick up another group of oil guys up there, which worked out pretty badass for us. I'll tell you that in a second. So and he's only got enough fuel for so long, right? He's like, guys, it's getting too close to an hour of flight time. Like, I'm getting low on fuel. I still got to get these guys and be able to get back. He's like, I'm going to have to drop you pretty quick here. And we're like, looking at each other like, fuck. All right. And right as he's saying that, I looked over off the side. I said, sheep. My buddy goes, sheep. And you could tell they were rams. A band of rams. I said, right, drop us. He's like, well, let me just put you down right here. I'm like, fuck no. I was like, get out of here. Like, he didn't hunt. He was calling them goats the whole time. He's like, oh, there's some goats over there. I'm like, what? So he had zero hunting experience, right? Never had hunted. So he dropped us a ways away. You get out of the chopper. First thing you do in the mountains is find water. So we'd look for water, glass and find water. And we ended up killing our sheep on the first legal day of hunting, and we could have killed them with a bow.
Holy
we were that close
smokes.
within to a band of, I think, 11 rams, 4 legal rams, like just a dream, man, that guys dream about. We were within 70 yards of these sheep, and they didn't even have a clue we were there. Like, we just came down, like, just textbook perfect.
What's the legal threshold to make a ram legal?
Alaska has to be full curl.
Okay.
Or broomed on one side, which means the horn, the lamb tip, which is the end of their thing. That's the first thing that originally grows. In Alaska, I think they have to be 8 years old, full curl, or broomed, meaning they busted off that lamb tip, which the bigger, older rams will do. In Northwest Territories, however, it's only they got to be 3/4 curl, which is weird, but we weren't going that far for a 3/4 curl ram. We're going for a fucking stomper, man.
Yeah.
We're up there to shoot big shit. So, yeah, we killed a fucking 11.5-year-old tank, man. Beautiful ram.
When you say tank, give me an example. Wait, like what did you do?
Oh, yeah, I'm just talking about horns. I mean, weight-wise, they're not much bigger than a whitetail. They look like it. I mean, they do
beefy,
look stockier. They're stockier. Yeah. I mean, a couple hundred pounds, 250 pounds, maybe more like a mule deer. Maybe not even that big. I mean, I didn't think the body size was anything more than a big whitetail or a muley, you know. Best meat I've ever eaten in my life.
Really?
Hands down.
What are they eating up there?
That's the thing. You wonder how these things get so big. Like nothing. They live in these rocks and these mountains. They come down these little just green patches. Like all the drainages, when you hear guys hunting drainages, they're hunting drainages because that's where the river, that's where the snow goes, that's where it drains through, that's the water source. Things grow up from the water. And for no reason, they'll just climb the steepest, craziest looking shit and just sit up top. Like just because they can. Yeah. Like just wild, cool animals. And, you know, with that, we killed him on day one, legal first day, which was incredible. I'm like, dude, all of this, like I said, it felt like a dream. Then we killed a giant, pretty big mountain caribou, not big for a lot of people's standards, but for that area wasn't like a showstopper, you know what I mean? But beautiful representation of a mountain caribou. And then we had these two piles that we could hunt. And we're hunting bears. We're hunting grizzlies. Yeah. So we got a good glassing knob. We got these 2 kill sites, and we're glassing. Okay, we're gonna get our grizz now because he's got a grizz tag. Well, the last day we've been glassing. Nothing hit wolves. Nothing hit either of our kill sites other than birds. And the last day I'm glassing, I see a wolf go across the top of this mountain. I go, dude, there's a wolf that just ran across that knob. And I spot her, and I'm looking, and I'm looking for him, and then I see some movement like in another mountain range over, and there's 2 giant grizzlies. I said, dude, I got 2 bears in my scope, and this is our last day.
Holy shit.
I said, and he's like, no way. I'm like, come look. He looks, and dude, they're so far away. I mean, they look like this big. I said, well, you know what we got to do, right? We packed up our shit and we went after him, boy. I'll show you this because it's so crazy. The terrain that we were in it's like Tetris, man. You're going from one giant boulder to the next giant boulder to the next giant boulder. There's no flat ground, and we're on a 40 to 60. I mean, I don't know, steep. Yeah. Like it turned in from hunting to rock climbing.
Wow.
And this is with your gear on. I mean, I think he's Canadian, so he did it in kilometers on his thing. But I mean, we probably put on 15 miles that day, mountain miles. And, you don't have any service here, but, it's just insane. Like the terrain, you can't walk. You literally pick every step you take, and you plan out 5 steps ahead the whole time.
So what ended up happening with the grizz?
We went after him. We got over there after a long ways, and sometimes you get cliffed out in the mountains. Like so, you don't know what's over. So you're reading the topography, trying to say, all right, this looks pretty damn steep. We might not be able to get down it, so you'd have to go 3 miles around to get to where you want to get to, and that's just. And we learned real quick we weren't great mountain hunters because we're like, let's walk over there, we'll hike that, and then go over there, get up there, and it's like this, like the fuck were we thinking? That's how we ended up killing our caribou, though. Just being proactive, going and going and going, not sitting there, not sulking, not like we're not seeing anything. Yeah. But we saw sheep every day, saw caribou every day. Like I said, the last day we saw those bears, we went after them, got over there, and they're just gone.
They were gone.
So,
no shit.
But last day, got to go for it.
So a hunt like that sounds excruciating for most Midwest overweight whitetail hunters.
You can't do it.
How do you get prepared? How do you physically prepare?
Did you see what was in the back of my truck when we opened up the door?
No.
My pack's in there.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, I did. I did see it.
So it's in there. It's loaded right now with only 50 pounds.
Okay.
But I start training probably even for my moose hunt because you can't do it. I don't care how good a shape you're in. If you want to enjoy your hunt and be able to push it when you need to push it, you got to be in shape. And being in shape, lifting weights and running is not going to do it.
No.
I don't care if you hit that stair climber as much as you want. It doesn't do shit for you in the mountains.
What's the elevation over there?
Not bad.
No,
not bad. 6,000 feet.
Okay.
Something. In Alaska, you're not dealing with the shit that you're dealing with out west. Like when you're at 10, 11,000 feet in Colorado, then you're worrying about oxygen and that sort of stuff. I mean, I think we were hunting right on the Great Divide in New Mexico, or very close to it. I mean, we're up 10,000 feet elk hunting. So, but I start training probably 2.5, 3 months, probably 2.5, 3 months out. Start with 40 to 50 pounds in that pack. I mean, today on my lunch break, I did 35 minutes with 60 pounds on my back on the stair climber, and then lifted weights and back to work.
Amazing.
So I asked my wife, go put the pack on, and I work up to about 70 pounds. You know, when I'm about a month out, I'm at about 60, 70 pounds in the pack and putting on 5-6 miles a day, depending time, you know. You got to make it happen and be comfortable. That way, when you're throwing on 120-pound moose quarter, you can make it back to camp and still be able to hunt the next day. You know, so
holy smoke,
it's intense. If you don't train for it and you don't break your boots in, and you don't have good gear. I mean, gear. I'm a gear junkie. That's like all of us are. Most guys are, and so the training aspect is. You could probably go do it just like you are, and you'd be fine. But you'd be miserable.
I'd be miserable.
You'd be miserable.
Yeah.
And the sheep hunt, probably not. You have to train for that.
Wow.
The moose hunt, you could do it.
No shit.
And you see guys that are big fat slobs that go do it, right? But
yeah, that's true.
So, no matter how mentally strong you are, I guess. But if you want to enjoy it and not feel like you killed yourself, I mean, even though I was in great shape going into the sheep hunt, you just can't train for your knees and joints going this way, this way, that way. Like I would, like I said, we were back and forth from houses, but Clarkston High School was like the steepest hill I could find around. I'd side hill that. I'd side hill it this way. I'd up and down it, side hill it with weight, trying to get your joints. Strength is one thing, but mobility and flexibility and all of that comes into play, and my knees and ankles hurt for probably 3 or 4 weeks after my sheep hunt. Just recovering from all of that. This is it. You're never on flat ground the entire time, So that's another.
I have heard people say that too, and it's like, no matter what you do, you got to have boots with ankle support when you go.
Oh, I bought a stiffer set of boots just for that hunt. Yeah, I like Schnees. I run the Schnees.
Okay.
I bought one set stiffer than what I would for that hunt, and thank God I did. I would have never, ever... You wouldn't have made it. You would not have been able to walk that terrain without them. Great boot, though. Schnee's is awesome. Awesome boot. I've run Kenetrex before. I don't really like those because they blister up pretty bad on me. They got a little heel rub on those. But, yeah, boots are really important. I mean, boots, gaiters, you had to have that stuff.
So you are doing some of the most incredible hunts that people could ever dream of doing.
100%.
And you still love whitetail hunting?
Yeah.
You had to think about that for a second. There was a minor pause there.
I love mountain hunting now. I love glassing. I love whitetail hunting, and I've said, I could give a shit less about hunting whitetails now, but I say that, and then it gets closer to the season, and I love whitetail hunting. And to be completely honest with you, a whitetail deer is a mature whitetail deer is the hardest animal to hunt, period.
Why do you say that?
They're just so smart.
Yeah.
They're so smart. They have that sixth sense. They're pressured. only time you put in the time. I know what you do. You're scouting year round. You know where those bucks are living. So you got an advantage over some guys. But a big mature whitetail is super hard to pattern. Yeah. He's going to do something. He doesn't get that big, especially with the amount of pressure we have here in this state. To kill a big buck, whether it's on private or public, I don't give a shit. They're the smartest animal, hands down, period. I mean, I've never hunted axis deer. That's on my list, but I hear they're really sketchy, jumpy, from being their DNA, getting chased down by lions and this and that, and always being a prey. Mm-hmm. A big whitetail is still the hardest thing to hunt to me. I mean, the opportunities to hunt here in Michigan, yeah, I got a great farm, but it's not going to produce 150s every year. Right. Even if you last year was the first year in my life I never shot a deer. First year in my life since I've been 11. I didn't pull the trigger.
And nowhere. You didn't pull a trigger anywhere.
Nothing.
Wow.
Didn't draw my bow back. I passed on big, nice 9 points. I was passing on nice 8 points.
And that's the reason you were practicing some self-restraint. You were wanting them to
right. I'll get into that kill mode where I go out and I want to kill and I'll shoot. And I'm just as guilty of everyone else as it. It's my farm. I worked hard for it. If I want to kill something, I'll go out and kill it.
Yeah.
But my kids, my 5-year-old daughter shot her first deer with a crossbow. Awesome. Duke my son shot his first deer with a crossbow. So like we had meat. I didn't need to kill anything. I wanted to. I definitely wanted to. I was hunting a big split brow tine 12 point. Watched my neighbor kill him, and after that, I was like, "There's nothing I want to. There's not anything bigger than that going to walk on this property, 100% guaranteed." So it's like, and that was November 16th. That deer got killed, and it was the only deer I wanted to kill.
Does Kate hunt with you?
She's a damn good shot with her bow. She'll go out and sit. She likes doing scratch offs and sitting in the stand.
That's awesome.
If a big buck walked by, I guarantee you she'd take a shot. But like, I got my cameras going. I'm sitting in my stand. I'm like, shoot that one. What are you doing? She's like, no. But she enjoys going out. I think she may have went out last year with me once or twice.
I feel like I saw you sending her off on their e-bike with their own bow. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, she likes to hunt. She likes to she's not into it like I am. Yeah. She'll do it because I enjoy it and something to do. But we were members up at Flint Bowman, phenomenal archery club. I don't know if you've been up there.
I've never been there, but I hear so many guys I know that go
badass,
there.
Badass. $100 for you and the family for the year.
Oh, no shit. That's nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Well, we talked about this a little bit in the beginning as well, and I want to touch on it now. Like what you just elaborated in the last 90 minutes, is probably a fraction of some of the things that you've done. But in order to do that, like having a partner in your life that supports you is critical. Wouldn't you say? Yeah,
100%. I mean, Kate knows that's my passion in life. She knows that that's what makes me happy. That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me grinding. So she does not interfere with that. If I'm going to go hunt, I'm going to go hunt. And does she get upset sometimes that I take a lot of time to do it? And, can't you take this one day off? No. But I do. I'll those times that where
I've seen you at the damn pumpkin patch. I know you've taken a day off to go to the pumpkin patch with those kids.
Midday.
Yeah, man. Strategic.
But I try to get out every night during bow season. I set my schedule so I can get back to my farm and get in my stand. She knows I'm going to hunt every night that I can. And when the weekends I have my kids, I don't. Now, she will never. Well, I shouldn't say she never. She will occasionally say, if you want to go out, I'll watch the kids. But they're not her kids, so that's. Right. She's raised them since they've been 1 and 2, but she does support my hunting. She's on board with it. She lets me plan and do what I want, especially with my big hunts. I'm going to Alaska every year. There's no arguing that. I'm doing one big hunt a year, 1 or 2.
That's awesome.
And she's in support of that. She doesn't care. Go take your time, do it. She likes her alone time too. And so yeah, being supportive is huge. If you had a wife that complained every time you went hunting, it's not a relationship that would
what
last
the saying is, right?
For me.
You can't kill big bucks if your wife sucks.
I never heard that.
You never heard that?
No, I like it though. I love it.
Big bucks if your wife sucks.
That's true.
That's right.
That's true. So yeah, it is good to have the support there, and it's been that's one of those things in a relationships that's a non-negotiable. Like if you have those non-negotiables, that's one of them for me. Like you're not going to interfere with that. I look forward to that all year long. I can only do it for 3 months out of the year. I will purposely not do other things. Like I don't golf I love golfing. I barely golf anymore. Like just because I pick and choose those times where I know I'm going to be away, and I'd rather make her happy the rest of the year. Even fishing, man. I got a nice walleye boat. I love walleye fishing. I used to fish the Michigan Walleye Tour, you know, and then I have my kids. It's like that time with them is precious to me. I don't like not being with them to hunt because I'm divorced and I only get them half the time, not even half the time. So that time I don't like taking from them, but I'm trying to explain to my children that this is what I enjoy doing. I'm not choosing to be away from you. I'm choosing to make myself happy. You can call it selfish, but as you get older, and I'm doing it so that I can show them everything that I'm doing. My son, you know, my daughter, she's a killer, man. She wants to hunt. She wants to go to Alaska. He wants to go to Alaska. And so it's, you know, everyone has those things in life that like, damn, I should be in the stand, or I don't want to take my kids out for October 31st because that's that one day that's just so badass. Halloween is the most badass day to whitetail hunt in Michigan, in my opinion. And, you know, it's like, damn, I got my kids this year, but you can't get that time back with them. You can always hunt, and you're going to be able to take them and show them those things. And that's why I'm doing all that. Like I'm doing it for myself. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. It makes me happy. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be happy. So it's huge to have a supportive wife and,
I've said it on
family.
I've said it on the show. I think it's critical. It is fucking critical that your children see you make an effort to continuously do the things that you love for the rest of your life. For sure. Because if they see you bend over and give up those things, they're going to think that's just what you do. And that's not what you do. You struggle. You work hard to balance things, and you make sacrifices and other things so that you can continuously do what you love to do, so that those kids grow up and do have a passion. Right. Because so many people forego their passion because, you know, oh, well, I had to go to the movies every Sunday, or whatever the fuck you can come up with. You got to do it, man. You got to stick with it. And those kids, you're setting a good example for the kids.
Well, when you have a complete shitty ex-wife and a shitty mom of your kids, it makes things difficult because she'll tell them, you know, things that she shouldn't be saying to him. Oh, your daddy likes hunting more than you. Like things you should never say. You know, they've said it to me. Oh, well, you're going. You don't want to spend time with us. You'd rather go hunt. I says, Duke, that's absolutely wrong. Like, and so that makes things really, really difficult when I got to give up one weekend with my kids to do my moose hunt. It sucks. I miss my kids the entire time I'm there. I think about them, and it does having children does make those hunts really hard. Yeah. You can't. I'm used to not always being with my children because of the divorce. So, but having a supportive wife, back to what you're saying, if you don't, I like that. You can't kill big bucks if your wife sucks.
So, you know, I wrote this down because you said it in the very beginning, but you already answered it. The last thing I had to write down was, did you become a pilot so that you could fly to do your own hunts?
100%. That's the only reason. I am not a pilot right now, but
I thought you were.
No, I'm still a student pilot. Okay. Yeah, flying. I started flying. My goal is to have my own bush plane, live in Alaska, and go
check out the bush lines.
Check out the bush lines. Yeah, I love it. Bush line. But yeah, so that's why I did start flying. That's something I don't really share with a ton of people. I kind of keep that. I mean, I've posted here and there on Instagram, but I've been flying for about a year on and off. It's not the best route to go, so if anyone wants to become a pilot, do not do it how I'm doing it. It's the worst way of possibly doing it, but I can do it when I have the time. I'm so strapped for time, you know, it's really difficult, and that's a big time commitment. So I joined a club up there, and great club, and met my CFI is awesome. Well, the lady who owned it kind of deteriorated the club. So for the last year, there was about 3 or 4 months where I couldn't fly at all. So like I was flying a couple days a week, getting the hang of it, you know, feeling comfortable in the plane, then a big break. And then you go back and it's like starting all over. Like you need to boom, 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 and be continuously flying. You lose it pretty quick. Wow. So so I lost all that time. Then my big hunts during hunting season, and that crap came up. I try to focus on my hunting when I hunt. Mm-hmm. And then I've switched over to this other club. My CFI started a new school at Brown Airport in Saginaw. And so I've been flying with him, have gotten really comfortable in the airplane now, flying the pattern, which is like takeoffs, landings, you know, practicing that, everything. And it just this week he gave me my pre-solo flight. So that means he's ready to solo me. That means he's out of the plane. I'm flying all alone. But it's just, if you don't stay consistent with it, it's tough. But I have no reason to rush it. I would rather feel safe in the plane, feel comfortable, have somebody to look over at and be like, okay, what do I do? You know, and he's put me in all those emergencies. We'll be flying halfway around the pattern. He'll kill the power. Engine out, land the plane, you know.
I always thought that was a joke. I've heard that before, but I always thought it was an exaggeration.
No, I'll be banking into a final turn. He'll flick 40 degrees flaps on the plane, so the thing wants to shoot straight up in the air. He wants to know that if you accidentally do something or if there's an emergency, he's not there, you can get that plane safely to the ground. Yeah. So he's been doing all that shit to me lately, and I feel really comfortable in the plane. Good. I've been feeling a lot better, but like I said, I'm not ready to buy a plane right now. I'm not ready to be a bush pilot. That's the most dangerous job in the world. It's the easiest way to die, and if you're not careful and you don't, it's just very sketchy. A lot of those guys, all the crashes happen in Alaska. Most of the plane deaths are Alaska. So it's a scary thing, but if I can now at this time for the next 10 years fly, you know, and just fly and just put in time on that plane, get that experience, take some of these mountain flying courses, figure out that bush flying, that's my goal. That's where I want to be. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Hell for sure. So
it sounds to me like whatever the fuck you tell yourself you're going to do, you do it. You go out of your way to make accommodations to make your dreams come true. And that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What are you doing during the off season right now? Like, do you shoot your bow regularly?
I do. I haven't been so me and Kate do shoot a couples league up at the club, which I shoot a lot. I'm not like Cam Haynes. I don't lift, run, shoot. I lift, run every day, but the shooting part, it just sometimes I don't have time, you know, and it's a 100%. Time constraint, but I do try to shoot a lot when I'm preparing for a hunt. Like I was shooting really good after my indoor league with Kate. Like I felt pretty like I was shooting really good up to my bear hunt in the spring. I was shooting every day, you know, and I practice usually around 40, 50 yards. Okay. That's what I like to shoot because then at 20, right. It's nothing. Bullseye's this big, right? And then in target, you're shooting just 20 yards, shooting dots, you know? And so it really makes you, for me, it made me a lot better shooter. Yeah. And I've struggled with target panic. You know, I'm shooting a back tension now, which I like, you know, and messed around with some. I'm a good shot, but I'm not going to go shoot a 300 in an indoor league. You know what I mean? I can kill an animal anywhere from 0 to 80 yards if I have to, but I'm never going to stand there and say I'm the best shot in the room. Yeah. I'm a proficient shot. I do practice a lot. There's parts of my life where I've shot, where I'd get up before work every day, go to Flint Bowman, unlock the door, go in there, shoot for an hour, and go to work. Okay. For a long period of time, I did that. You know, just go shoot by myself, open up the club, shoot, and head to work. That's nice. Those are back when, you know, I'm planning for an elk hunt. I know I got an elk hunt coming up. I know there's going to be potentially a 70-yard shot. Like, yeah, my ass has to be dialed.
That's a great point. You can't just waltz on into a 70-yard shot scenario and hope you're good.
No, and that's a long fucking ways. Yeah, guys throw those terms around, dude. 50 yards is a long fucking bow shot for me. Same. So it's just I throughout my life I try to stay, but when I know it's coming up close to game time, I really start pounding the target.
Somebody just told me this about you. So somebody that we both know was over here, and he was like, Darren's getting ready to get into his I think he said bear. I thought he said bear hunting shape, or maybe he said moose hunting shape. I don't remember. It was Jeremy Gabriel.
Oh yeah.
He's like, there's always a point where he gets real close. He's getting buckling down. He's getting in shape.
Yeah, probably because he knew I was starting to get my pack on. When that starts happening, you know, the guys at the gym, and I don't care. Kate will be like, I'm not talking to you at the gym when you got, because I'll have my full boots on, shorts, my pack on. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Fuck off. I'm getting ready, bro. I'm not here to show off. This is me training, and
that's what the gym's for.
So you get these weird looks, and some lady actually walked up and she goes, "That's a really cute style." I was like, I'm not here to impress you. I said, I'm training. So like, Like, keep your comments to yourself, right?
If anybody wanted to see that, where could they go watch that?
I couldn't even tell you where I'm going to work out tomorrow. I can tell you I do work out every day, but it's always I'm in different locations.
Never beefcakes. I can promise you that he's never doing that at beefcakes.
No, I haven't come to beefcakes. Maybe I'll have to do a workout here one day.
Well, what do you got planned for this year, man?
Heading to Alaska on September 8th. So we're going to be there from the 8th to the 22nd. I'm going back to this hunt. It's kind of crazy how I found this area. So last year I did my sheep hunt. The year prior, we went through an outfitter. And the guy, when we flew into camp, little guy looked like he was dying. You know, we took multiple flights to get there to his camp, and he's got a little tiny bush strip. A what? A little bush strip.
Okay.
little airstrip in the bush. Okay. And so unbeknownst to us, this guy has full-blown cancer, mouth cancer. And I get there, and I bring some pretty strong antibiotics and stuff for my emergency kit when I'm going on these hunts, in case something happens to me or my partner and we need to stay alive, right?
Yeah.
So I get there. The guy has a draining fistula out of the bottom of his chin. So he's got an infection. He's draining out of the bottom of his chin. And I said, I said, I'm a dentist. Let me take a look, you know. And he opens his mouth. I go, dude, you got full-blown squamous cell carcinoma in the mouth right now. And he's like, I know. He can barely talk. And I know. I had surgery. They pulled muscles from his hamstring to try to rebuild the floor of his mouth, all this and stuff. Well, he had an arterial clip fall out, a metal arterial. He's like, I found this piece of metal fall out of my mouth. He can barely talk. And I'm like, bro, this closes up. The only person that knows where the fuck I'm at is you. Woo. And you're my only ride in and out. I said, start this antibiotic. He's like, I'm taking Augmentin 500 milligrams twice a day. I said, that's not doing shit. I said, start this antibiotic. So I know at least I could keep him alive.
Yeah. While you're there.
While I'm there.
Oh my God.
So really bad shape. Guys, you know, and I said, hey, what are you thinking about doing? Because I was contemplating buying his shit.
Oh.
I was like, what are you thinking about? Dude, it's hard to say to someone else, like, dude, you're dying. Yeah. I want to buy your shit. So it's a weird kind of, I was kind of tiptoeing around. I was like, so are you going to continue to do this next year? Like kind of saying like, we might want to rebook with you if things go good. Trying to tiptoe around that subject. Well, he ended up dying a few months later. And so I have these waypoints in this certain area saved in my GPS. Now I got to figure out a way to get myself back.
Wow.
So it's really, really crazy how it worked out, how I found this spot and how I'm able to go back and hunt this spot. But I've spent the whole year of logistically planning this out. Like there's no pilots that fly out of this area. So I found a guy on Instagram, and I buddies with quite a few pilots up there anyway. Asking around like, hey, would any of your buddies be willing to fly me in, you know, pay for it? It's expensive to fly in.
Sure.
I mean, so I found a guy on the western part of Alaska who does like sightseeing, flies guy. I follow him on Instagram. Awesome dude. Super nice guy. So I got him. I said, I'll pay you to fly to get us from here and fly us into the bush and fly air taxi for us. Would that be something you'd be willing to do? Oh yeah, definitely. I'm like, fuck yeah. And like, so I'm very private with those waypoints, right? And I said, dude, I don't want to, you know, I don't know you from Adam. I know you do fly in a lot of hunters. That's part of what he does. You know, I said, if this is something that you think you'd be able to do, I'll be willing to send you the waypoints and have you check out the strip. Because the guy that flew us in was in a shitty ass 150 Cessna tail dragger that like could barely get into them. The other guy's flying like a souped up Super Cub that will have no problem. I said, look, he was landing us in and out of there on this, you know, we're landing on high alpine blueberry patches, no rocks and stuff, but you don't know what's there. So, so for a bush pilot to not know where he's going, he goes, yeah, I know what area you're talking about. I've been in there. I'll check out the strip at some point when I'm working in that area. I'll check out the strip but yeah, I can get you in. So all the planning and logistics that go into these hunts is incredible.
Sounds like it.
Knowing the rags for the area, knowing where you're going, who's going to get you there, how you getting your meat home. Like we bring home, that's an interesting topic too, how you get all our moose meat back.
How do you get it all back?
So there's a company out of Wisconsin called Alaska Trophy Express.
Okay.
What they do is they drive up 3 refrigerated semi trucks up to Alaska. One in Fairbanks, one in Tok, one in Anchorage. And at the end of moose, and so you pay a $150 fee, non-refundable, to get a spot on the truck. If you kill, it's another $850 to bring that's cape, hides, and all your meat for $900. You try shipping home 1,000 pounds of meat, you're going to spend
Dude,
10
the
grand.
amount of money I just spent in Illinois last year wasn't far off from that for my $1 anyway. So that's not bad.
To ship the meat back?
Just to fucking have it processed and me bring it back.
Oh, yeah. So there's that company's awesome. So then at the end, so you kill your animal or whatever, you got to get your meat back to one of those trucks, however that happens. But we're going from one area to try to get back to Anchorage. So that leg of the trip gets a little pricey, getting our meat from where we're going to Anchorage. And how you got to have it packed to travel cargo. You can't have bloody game bags. You can't have fucking meat exposed. Like I've traveled so much with game, meat, bears, deer, caribou. I had a set of antlers taken from me coming home from a hunt in Alaska. They took my caribou horns. The lady was just being a cunt, being a fucking tree hugging bitch. She says, I said, everything's wrapped. She's like, well, the velvet's still on it. I said, yeah, it's not bleeding anywhere. She's like, I could see a little bit of blood. She wouldn't let me travel with it. A guy behind me had heard everything going on. And I said, what do you want me to go throw my antlers on the fucking garbage? And I'm losing it, about to get kicked off the flight. Well, guy behind me hears what's going on. He was dropping off his parents to fly home. He's like, hey man, come here. He's like, I hunt. He's like, I used to work for Fish and Game. He's like, this is bullshit. He's like, I will send you your horns. Whoa. I'm like, no way, dude. He's like, no, you don't need to give me any money. I'm like, no, dude, you're taking some money. He's like, no, I got you. So this dude sent me my horns, wrapped them, sent me my shit. So I sent him back actually one of these knives. My carry knives. They're super nice. So I sent him up one of those and some money. You know, he wouldn't take it. That's
incredible. What are the chances of that? Could have been anybody behind you.
Right. So worked out good, but yeah. So back to how you get the meat home. Then Alaska Trophy Express at the end of the caribou and moose season, they drive a loop through the lower 48 states with these trucks. And wherever they're the closest pickup for us is Maumee, Ohio. So you got about an hour and a half drive to go get all your meat, horns, hide, and everything's back frozen.
That's incredible.
Super legit company.
Yeah. You do have to wait for the duration of the season.
Yeah, but it's not that long. No. I mean, they deliver it mid-October.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, mid-October you have all your shit back.
Oh, damn.
Yep. Soon as their their moose season ends. Moose season up there's September, I think 5th to the 25th in our area.
Oh,
so it's a short season.
It's not like whitetail season.
No, it's not go till January. Dude, it's fucking -40 up there in January.
That's a good point. Good point. So, any out-of-state whitetail stuff this year?
I've been kicking around the idea of doing something. I was thinking about doing a blacktail deer hunt on Kodiak. I was kicking around that idea, going back up to Alaska again. Okay. But because I don't have my kids for Thanksgiving this year,
okay,
it's a time where I could get out and do something.
Yeah.
But no out-of-state whitetail, not yet. Once I start hunting, I'm always like, okay, I'm taking off. I'm gonna go here, and I got some spots down in Ohio I could get on, but I don't like bugging people. Yeah. It's not really bugging them. I do have 150 acres in Ohio that I could pick up the phone, call, and go hunt, but my cousin hunts it now. He lost his farm, so now he's only hunting there. So different spots. I mean, I could boogie out to North Dakota. I got some spots there, Nebraska, but
I'm going to Nebraska. I'm going for the opener.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
I think I saw you. I almost messaged you when I saw that.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, dude, Nebraska's got some killers.
I'm excited.
Whitetail. It's kind of one of those sleeper states, but a lot of people do go hunt it for whitetails.
I fell in love with Kansas. The people, the area, the landscape is just so different. I just love it out there, and I just decided to not go to Kansas this year. But then someone was like, "You want to go to Nebraska?"
You can't get your tag every year there, do you?
I did 2 years in a row with no points.
Holy shit! What area?
Yeah. Same with Adam.
What are you putting in for? What area?
Unit 7 was year 1, and last year was Unit 11.
That's pretty damn good. What are the tags now? Are they $550 or something?
They're like $500, yeah.
Oh my God.
So is Illinois.
Right.
So, I mean.
That was a nice. Which buck is that? That one right there?
That was my first Illinois buck. My big one's in the house. I'll show you when we leave.
All right.
And that's Michigan.
Yeah, that was a great Michigan deer, that one.
I
You
know.
guys got a fucking banging spot.
We do. And
Who are
nobody
you
shot
hunting
bucks
that with?
Nobody shot bucks.
Isn't it
last year.
you and
It was
Head?
So it used to be me, Head, and Nate. And Nate disappeared. We don't know where Nate's at. We literally don't know where Nate's at. And then Head's married with
They live up
Elena.
north. They
He
just
got
had another
3
kid.
little ones.
Yeah, they just had one.
I don't even know if he's going to come down this year. So it's me and my brother.
Is that down in Jackson? Where's
It's
that?
down in Hillsdale. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking
Yeah, it's
monsters
beautiful.
down there.
And no one shot bucks last year on our property. So we should have a good crop of
You
bucks
got
this
some.
year.
I'm looking at your cameras,
Yeah.
man. Your pictures. I'm always like, say to my Kate, I'm like, this motherfucker. Look at the size of these.
Yeah,
like,
there's some
how much
slammers down
land is
there.
it?
80.
That's sweet.
It's like 30 ag, and the balance is woods.
nice.
So it's pretty sweet. I'm not naive to think that I fell ass backwards into incredible property.
Well, and that's the thing. I've had some really good hunting properties. Like I had 150 acres in Washtenaw that I was doing like a dental trade. I have something to offer, you know what I mean? So I'll
Yeah,
offer
that's
these
true.
farmers, hey, I'll do all your dental work for free. Give me exclusive rights to the property. No
Yeah.
one else can hunt it. I'll do your shit for free. So like that's a huge thing for some of these farmers. So I traded this guy out. Well, then his brother was mad that he couldn't hunt the farm. You know how these guys get about property. Like I had set up 11 stands. They came out opening week and said I had to take my shit down. I lost my gourd.
What?
Yeah. So I lost that. Then I had like 100 acres in Jackson that we killed a couple big ones on, then lost that. It's just like as soon as people see you start killing something decent.
That's just it right there. As soon as it comes out what you're shooting.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
almost
we've
over.
hunted here for 10 years, never seen anything like that. I'm like, well, then you obviously are sitting in your stand smoking darts. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck you're doing, man?
Smoking darts.
Like,
It's true.
It's just they don't put in the time. They expect to go out there on opening day a gun and kill a buck.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure
Ride
they
their
can.
four-wheeler to the base of their tree.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So when you put in some time,
Yeah.
you can pick through and find those areas. But
100%, man.
when I bought my farm, it was looking for specifically, I wanted at least 100 to 150 acres just to hunt and was going to stay out at the lake. But just outgrew that house. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to start looking for property
Yeah.
and build. And I fell into that farm I got now. But
Perfect. Well, listen, man, I feel like we could probably do 3 hours today, but we're not going
Easy.
to just because
that's what Kate already
Yeah.
said. She said, well, I'll see you at 9 o'clock. You guys are going to, you two can probably bullshit all night long. I said, yeah, if we're talking about hunting, we could probably talk till 4 in the morning. I'm sure.
Well, I for sure want to have you come back and do some bear hunt talks, and we can get into some fishing talks. We didn't even touch on those.
Well,
really
and there's
today,
there's so many cool things about each
Yeah.
individual hunt that like people would be interested in. Like, I don't want to like give up my Alaska spots, but it's
No.
not all the information's out there. I can just tell you how I did it, you know, how we figured it out, and it was
Yep.
just trial and error, you know, like the details, the intricacies of like how you could go about
yeah,
planning something like that. That's what people want to hear about. They don't want to hear about, oh yeah, I
Right.
shot a moose, I shot this. It's like, well, how could I pull that off?
how can I do that? Because I want to do that too.
Right.
Yes,
And most guys do. They
100%.
say, I want to go to Alaska with you. I'm like, well, first of all, you don't even own a pair of boots that would, you know,
Right.
you don't have, it's a lot of money to get that gear system set up. And mine goes into a box. They're into totes.
Yep.
When I'm ready to leave for moose hunting, boom, those totes are opened up. That gear comes out. And it's boiled down to like water filtration, what jet boil you're running, what type of freeze dried you're taking, all those little things of survival that if you've never done it, you have no idea.
Yeah,
You have no idea how to do it. So those little tips and tricks and things like that, like we could get into just one hunt. Like, all
Right.
right, let's talk about a do-it-yourself caribou hunt. Or like,
hell yeah.
I didn't get into any details of any of those
Right.
big cool
Well,
hunts.
I would
but-
like to at some point, for sure. So plan on that.
But yeah, I've been stoked for you. I did want to say, like, I wanted to ask you because I don't even know, when did you start bow hunting and what got you into it?
So I was working at a roof truss and floor truss facility in Flint when I was like 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, something like that. And the owner was a big hunter. And a lot of the guys there were from the Lapeer area, Metamora, Mayville, a lot of deer hunting out there.
big time deer.
And they all hunted, and I wanted to fit in. And so I asked my boss, who was a friend of my dad's, I was like, hey, man, will you take me to the shop and help me pick out a bow? And he did. He took me to the shop, and we picked out a bow. And this was probably 2001, maybe 2.
Oh, so you've been at it. a
Well,
while.
I hunted like 1 season, maybe 2 seasons here, and then Lauren and I went to Florida.
Oh, that's right.
And I never hunted.
That's right.
The whole
I totally
time we were in
forgot because Lauren was she was down there when you guys were down there when we lived
were dating
down there.
down there. We got married when we lived down
That's
there.
right.
And then and so then I didn't start hunting again until 2017 when I came back.
So you really got back into it 2017, 2018.
And even then, like I preset stands every single time. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to reach it. I didn't understand the wind. I didn't understand all that stuff. And then when I hurt my eye in 2021, you know what happened to my eye?
Mm-mm.
I was working around the house and a piece of wood hit me in the eye and my retina detached.
Well, I saw all
like
that.
6
I was
times.
following. Yeah, that's
so I was bow hunting but while I was recovering, I realized life is short, man.
Right.
I don't know if I'm going to ever be able to see out of this eye again. I'm going to do everything I've ever wanted to do. And I started watching YouTube and I learned that there's dudes filming. I'm going to film. There's dudes going out of state. I'm going to go out of state. Well, I had to learn how to bow hunt left-handed after that. So now I hunt left-handed.
Lloyd, Jeremy, Gabriel. We call him Lloyd. You call him Lloyd, dude.
I was going to say that one
day.
So
I got him into hunting.
Yeah.
And when he's so goofy anyways, but he's like right-handed but left eye dominant or right eye dominant. So when I first started getting him into hunting, we had to put an eye patch on him and he had to shoot right-handed. So he hunted the whole first, year or two with an eye patch just to cover his eye.
He never told me that.
Yeah, so he shot right-handed for the longest time. Now he shoots a left-handed bow, but he had to relearn how to shoot.
Yeah. And so that's it, man. So like since 21 is when I was like, dude, this is what I want to do. As much as possible, everywhere I can possibly go.
Yeah. I want to
learn everything.
Incredible and taking that big leap, man, of just saying like, I'm scared. I don't want to do it. I don't know if I can do it, man. If you go and do a hunt and work hard, it's crazy the opportunities that come from it.
Yeah.
What you learn, what you take away, whether you kill an animal or not. And if you just push when you're doing it and don't have a shitty attitude and just say, I'm going to keep going, I'm going to keep pushing, you never know what's over the next knob. The times that you do that is when you create opportunities.
100%.
It's like and don't think that there's shit walking around all over Alaska.
Right.
There's 6 days where we don't see a fucking thing. I mean, bears, but you don't see a moose.
Yeah.
Like after I killed mine, we didn't see, I mean, we're seeing them 5-6 miles away, but I won't shoot a moose more than a mile from camp.
Yeah.
Pack one out and you'll know why. But
I bet.
that's my rule. 1 mile, maybe a mile and a half. That's
your
max.
limit.
But yeah, so a lot more we can get into, but
yeah. Well, thanks again for coming by today. Tell everybody if you want people, like I know you're private, so maybe you don't. Do you want to share your Instagram?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. DNice01 on Instagram where you can find me. And I am getting into a little bit, I'll throw a plug for my buddy here. It's Red Light Outdoors. My buddy Mike Bonamasi. It's a lot of waterfowl, a lot of fishing, and they do a lot of cool shit, but I'm kind of going to go a little, I guess you could call it, we're doing it just for fun, but pro staff for them, those guys, where you'll probably see me throwing some Red Light Outdoors plugs, especially on this next moose hunt. I got some gear from them. And
well, I'll put it in the link to the show and everything.
Yeah.
And he lives in Kansas, right?
No, he lives in New York now.
Oh,
he's a big-time banker,
Got
big-time commercial real estate dude, but he was in Kansas. He's in New York now, but they're more waterfowl guy, big-time waterfowl, like really, really cool. Like, I mean, they just fished Grand Trevally. I don't know if you know what a GT is, off the coast of Madagascar.
Whoa.
Yeah. In where all the Somali pirates are.
Oh, damn.
He got Navy SEAL insurance for his trip. So if they got attacked, Navy SEAls would go in and get them.
Oh, my God.
Right off the coast of Somalia, dude.
Holy shit.
So they do some really badass fly fishing shit, too.
Very cool.
If you're into that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But high-end fly fishing, big, really cool, exotic style stuff.
Wild, man.
So cool.
Very cool.
Cool dude.
Check
cool
that
company.
out for sure. I'll put that in the links to the in the show notes. But Darren, thanks again for coming over, man.
That was awesome.
I had a great time just seeing you and hearing some stories that I didn't know about, and I know that there's more that we can talk about. And,
for sure.
I look forward to following along and sharing some.
Yeah, it's coming quick.
Asking questions, and it's coming real fast, man.
I'm sure you're amped. When's the Nebraska opener?
September 1.
Yeah, so you've got a shot at getting a velvet buck.
And I never have. And honestly, I never was. It was never even on my radar. And now I'm like kind of interested in that.
I did an early season North Dakota hunt just for that
really?
reason. Yeah, they open early
Yeah.
and you can get some velvet bucks.
Did you get one or no?
No, I didn't end up shooting one that trip, but you can. They're pretty patternable. When you can find a good bachelor group that time of year, you'll hammer on them for sure.
I'm looking fucking forward to it. Well, thanks again for coming by. I appreciate it so much. Anybody that's stuck around this long, is there anything you want to add that you didn't get a chance to add?
No. There's a lot we could jabber on about for sure, but nothing. No, it's nice chit chatting and talking about it. I've never done a podcast, and no one's ever really wanted to talk to me about it other than my normal hunting buddies. That's what we do.
That's what this is supposed to be like.
Yeah.
Just like hanging out and chatting.
Yeah.
Sharing it with people that want to hear this.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. Yeah. There's so much good information out there. Most of my information's from podcasts, like the Kafaru cast. I don't know if you listen to him.
I have, yes.
I run those packs. I think they're some of the best packs out there. Gear stuff we could go into, what you need for certain hunts, that sort of stuff. We could go on for hours. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks to everybody that stuck around this long and listened. I appreciate you very much, and we will talk to you all next week.
Light up.